Alright guys, today I have a very, very special video for you today. I'm going to be walking you through a sales call that I had a couple days ago, but I'm going to be reviewing it, kind of going over like what's going on in my head as I'm dealing with the prospect, pre-handling objections. It was a really good call. This guy told me he'd been burnt dozens of times before by other companies, but I was able to pre-handle it, so it didn't even come up as an objection at the end, and then we got the close for 5K split pay. So let's get into it.
Hello. Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, man?
Good, and you?
I'm doing all right. How's your Wednesday, April 9th treating you?
Good. Busy, but very good. Very good.
Nice. I can hear you fine. I can't see you though. Do you have a camera?
Yeah, my camera it's not turning on. That's why I was trying to get access, but it's not working.
Okay, no worries. Well, if you can't figure it out, that's fine. Where are you coming in from? You're in Florida, right?
Yeah, Miami. Yes.
Nice, Miami. I haven't been yet, but it's on my bucket list. You like it over there?
Yes, it's nice. The weather's nice.
Nice. Have you always been in Miami, or is that newer?
No, always here.
Like born and raised?
No, I was born in Colombia, but I've been here 24 years.
It's 24 years. I speak to a lot of people in Miami, and a lot of them actually have come from Colombia as well. So that's like a seems like a common thing.
Yes, yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people from Colombia came in the 2000s.
Mhm.
So yes, yeah, a lot of people here in Colombia.
Yeah, a lot of people moving over. Cool. Well, let's dive in. I've got about an hour here blocked off on my calendar, so this call's pretty basic. Obviously, my number one job here is to make sure that we can actually help you out. So I do want to take some time to dive into your business, like what's working, what's not working, what we need to fix, and just to make sure like what we do actually makes sense for you. Because obviously, I don't partner with every single realtor I hop on with. So if it doesn't make sense, I'll be the first to tell you, right? Did you get a chance to like look through any of like the information or anything that I sent you?
Yes. I saw your like the videos and the information about in Instagram and YouTube. Yes.
Okay, nice. Like, what do you think of like our systems and what we're doing on our end?
Yeah. No. I understand the service. I had a similar company that I was working with, but I didn't have a really good experience because after like 2 months they disappear. Maybe you heard of them, Metari, I think it is.
Matari?
Yeah. So
I,
they went belly up like 2 months after.
when was that?
It's at the beginning of this year.
Really? I have heard of them, but I thought they were still in business.
No, I started with them at the end of 2024. They started getting some leads, but not the quality wasn't really good.
Hmm.
And like after 2 months on this year, they stopped answering the phone. They disappear.
The leads stopped answering the phone, or Matari stopped answering the
No,
phone?
sorry, they stopped answering the phone. And the one of the ISA from them, I think they're from Polynesia or I think it is not Polynesia. Yeah, they're in Asia. They contact me directly because they're saying that they were not getting paid. So apparently the boss disappeared. So not really serious. Yeah, that's my only concern. I'm pretty sure what you do is some of the same thing, but I'm pretty concerned because I paid money up front and now I was stuck with no service. So
Right.
my
Right.
main concern is, I mean, if like the pricing, because I understand how everything works. I've been in real estate for over 14 years, so I know how it works.
Yeah, 100%. Well, we can dive into all of that. Did you at least like get your money back with Matari? Because like if they went out of business, like did you call your bank and try to like get your money back or?
Yeah, that's what I did because they never answered the phone. So what I have to do is to do like a chargeback because I mean,
Yeah.
we had a contract, but they didn't follow through the contract. So yeah, that's like the only concern that I have.
Okay, but you got your money back though.
Yes, I did.
Well, that's good. That's good, right? Have you worked with any other companies besides Matari, or is that like the only company similar to ours that you've worked with?
No. I currently have received leads from, for example, Redfin, HomeLight, Referral Exchange. They're not the same as yours, but they're referral companies.
Okay. When you say that they're not the same as ours, what do you mean?
Well, that you have like a ISA calling the nurturing, calling the realtors on
Okay.
the ones that I get from Referral Exchange. They just send me their.
You still there? Hello? Mateo?
Hello. Yeah, do you hear me?
Yeah, you cut out for a second. But you were saying that they don't have ISAs or anything. It's
Right,
just like
yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
it's
they
like
just have just send me the lead, and if I accept them, and if I close with them, I have to pay them a percentage. Yes.
right, but you're doing all the calling and following up with them.
Yes, everything.
Yeah. Okay. What's the goal for this year? I spoke to my partner. I think it was Aiden. He said you're wanting to do like 100 this year.
Yes, hopefully I could do like 100 transactions around there.
Okay. Yeah, 100%. How many did you do like last year?
I did like 45.
Okay. How many are you at so far for this year?
Right now I'm like at 10, 12.
Okay. 10. So we're probably on track to do, I mean, we're about like a quarter of the way through, so maybe you're on track to do like another 40, 40,
Yes,
50.
right around there.
So like what have you been doing? I mean, I know you worked with Matari, but besides Matari, because they went belly up, like what are you doing right now to double your business and get to 100 this year?
Well, no, most of my clients are like past referrals clients. I was doing some advertising, but it didn't work out pretty well. So yes, what I'm calling you to see if we could increase the volume.
Okay. Yeah. So right now you're just operating off like your referrals and your past clients?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Do you feel like just the referrals and the past clients like that's enough to double your business and get you to 100 this year? Or do you feel like
Mm.
you do need to make some small changes?
Yeah, no, I need to make some changes. Yeah, to increase volume.
Okay, 100%. Like why are you looking into this now?
No, I was with Metari and I was giving them a shot, but yeah, I just I'm tired of waiting for them. So that's yeah, I need to do something else.
Right. Okay. And I know you had like a bad experience with Matari. I guess like my biggest question is for you because I know like what we do is it is different from Atari, but there are some similar factors in. But I guess like I'm more so like assuming. I mean, that's gotta hurt, right? Like to be have a bad experience with Matari. So like, are you willing to keep trying? Like, do you feel like there are still like solutions out there that can get you to where you want to go, or do you feel like it's all just like a waste of time?
No, I want to try it because I believe it works, but they just didn't follow through on their part on their contract. So and now I'm a little more I mean, I'm more careful, but I mean because they wanted to pay me up, wanted me to pay up front. So now I'm willing to pay a percentage, and yeah, I mean, if there's any like a set of fee, but I don't want to pay so much money up front because they left me hanging, and so I trust them, but yeah, I'm the one that was burned waiting for them and paying a lot of money up front.
Yeah, I hear you. You did get your money back though, right?
Yes, yeah, but that's not the point. I mean, I wasted money and time with them, and so
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean it's a bad experience overall. Like I'll let you know, like we do an investment up front, right? Because there's a lot of moving parts that goes into what we're doing. We've got a whole team operating in the background. We've got systems in place to actually like generate you new consistent business every single month. So like, is that something you're totally shut off to right now?
no, no, yeah, it depends on on
Right.
the amount. Yeah.
Depends, right, ultimately. Um, like I guess why do you feel like you can't get to 100 just with the referrals and the past clients though? Because that's important.
No, no, I could, but it's so much harder. So I'm trying to
Yeah.
get something easy something that is gonna make me get the goal easier.
Yeah. What do you
Otherwise,
mean? What do you mean it would be harder though?
yeah, because I will have to nurture like the list of clients that I have and do it myself. So it's gonna take much more harder work and much more time to do it.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And you're nurturing all of them, like doing all that follow up on your own right now. You don't have like a team or anything to back you up.
Yeah, no, it's only myself. But I also do flips, so sometimes I don't have the all the time available.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So you're busy ultimately, right? So like, let's say like we're able to get these systems in place with what we're doing. We're coming into your business, we're setting up these systems, we're putting them in place. We do online marketing initially to get people in the door and get people, act like get a volume of leads in the door consistently month over month. Then from there, we have an ISA team that's actually like calling through them and doing all that follow up on your behalf, right? So they're following up with them, they're having those conversations, talking to them on the phone, pre-qualifying them before we connect them with you. And then when we do actually get to the point where we want to connect them with you, we give you a call and we connect them with you live on a phone call, right? So
Yes,
we'll
right.
actually have someone on the phone and introduce you to them, right? Um, do you feel like that would help with like the follow up and help you save more time, but also like still generate you more business?
Yes, yes, it would help.
Okay. Like for like 100 deals a year, right? Because that's a lot, right? Not every realtor goes out and decides that they want to do 100 deals a year, right? Like what would that do for you personally?
Yeah, well, it will help a lot because I mean, it would increase our income and it'll help us. Yeah, I mean, a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like a lot of the times increasing income, like that's fine, right? But I mean, you're already doing like 40 to 50 deals a year, right? So like I'm assuming like you're able to like, pay your bills, right? Like you're not doing too bad, right? Like
Yes.
doubling your income though, like a lot of times, like what will having double the income actually allow you to do? I'm sorry, you muted yourself. I think by accident. I can't hear you. Mateo, I can't hear you. Mateo, there should be a there should be a little button in the bottom left corner of the screen with a little microphone. If you click that, it should unmute you. I can't hear you though right now. You might, I don't know, you might need to leave and rejoin if something's going wrong, but I can't hear you. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I lost you for a second right there.
There you go. Now I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was,
I think if we could do something. Just as I said, I mean, just the base depending on the price. Yeah, I wanted to see. They told me that you have different payment structures. So just that's what I want to know. Because it's pretty similar to what Metari promised me that they would do, but they didn't follow through.
right. What exactly did Matari promise you that they would do though?
Yeah, we started doing Facebook advertising. Then we'd have their ISAs, pre-approved clients, and then once they're ready, they would send me the leads so I can just show them the properties or get the listing. It's the same thing that you're doing.
Right. I know the biggest thing with Matari, right, was that they like just stopped talking with you, right, and they kind of went belly up. So when you were actually still getting leads from them, like were they good quality?
Not all of them. That's another thing. Their quality wasn't the best. They were getting. I guess they were not pre-approved them correctly because I was getting clients that they were looking for rent, but I was selling a property. So yeah,
Right.
they were not filtered properly.
Yeah. Do you know exactly how they were actually like filtering them?
Exactly the process, no, but I know they put out advertisements, for example, some of my listings, and then would do the Facebook ads or Instagram and get the leads from them, and then they chat with them if they were maybe interested in buying or selling, and they didn't pre-approve them really well, and then they would send them to me. But yeah, a lot of them they were not like really ready to buy or sell; they were just looking or they were renting, so were not really pre-approved correctly.
Right. And in that case, like when they just send them to you like that, and if they're not like pre-approved already, that obviously means that you have to do all that follow up and conversations and pre-qualifying on your behalf, right? Which is
Yeah,
exactly what
yeah,
you're not wanting to do, it sounds like.
right, correct, yeah.
That takes a lot of time at the end of the day. Like as a realtor, your job shouldn't be spent on the phone, like, filtering through clients, pre-qualifying people. Your time is best spent in person with clients, showing properties, going on listing appointments, buyer consultations, meeting them in person, actually helping them out, doing your job as a realtor. Whereas what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to, focus 100% of our efforts into the prospecting part of it, right? And generating the
Yes.
leads, having them come in and then calling, filtering through them, having those conversations. But the biggest thing is like we won't connect them with you. We won't just pass you a name or anything, right? And we won't connect them with you until we've gotten a certain criteria, which I'll dive into in a second, exactly what that qualification process looks like. But we'll actually connect them with you live on a phone call too, right? So that way we can make sure that you're getting connected and we can be there on the phone with you, making sure that that conversation is going well and that the quality is actually there, right?
Yes. Mhm.
Does it seem like a little bit different than Matari that way?
Yes, a little bit different. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, yeah. So is it cool if I ask you more of like a personal question, if that's all right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like for you, because you're wanting to double your business, right? Like that's not just going to happen overnight. That's not necessarily an easy thing to do. I 100% believe that we can do it, right? And I believe that you can do it, and I believe that it's possible. It's still going to take work, though, right? So like everyone has it, right? Like what's your why for wanting to do all this right now?
I've been doing this for a long time, but I see that I guess I got to a point that I'm doing the same thing every year, so I wanted to do something different to increase business.
Right? How does that feel to be doing the same thing every single year?
Yeah, I mean, it's like that I'm stuck, so I'm not going anywhere past this. So I want to do something different to change.
Yeah, 100%. How would that feel, right? Like to not be stuck anymore and to actually double your business because that's exponential growth right there.
Yeah, it will feel great. It would be really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And like, who would actually benefit from you doing that? I don't know. Do you have like a family too, or is it just
Yes, I have a family. I have kids and wife.
right? So doubling your business, like, not only would that just not make you stuck anymore, but that would help everyone out, right? Like that would make life better for everyone. right?
Yes, it would.
I mean, I think it would, right? Like, I don't want to put words in your mouth. Like, am I right? Like, would that make it better?
Yes, yeah, it would, yes.
Yeah, 100%. Now, the flip side of it, right? Because that's the goal, right? To be doing 100 deals a year, get to that point where you are growing again and you're not stuck, right? And that makes life better for you, your family, everyone in general. Um, the flip side of it, and look, like you're doing fine, right? Like you're closing deals. There's just one thing that I see in successful realtors versus like the average realtors that are stuck, right? And I've worked with agents that are doing 100 deals a year, not spending their time prospecting exactly where you want to be. And they always consider this. It's like, what happens if nothing changes and you stay stuck and therefore you're not able to grow and you're not able to do 100 deals a year
Yeah, if I don't change anything, I'm gonna keep doing the same thing, and the same things. Not gonna change anything.
and stay stuck, right? Ultimately, right?
Yes.
So like, how long have you been stuck? Is that like the past couple years, past 3 years, 4 years?
No, mostly like the past year, I would say.
Okay. So like the past 12 months.
Yes.
So like what would happen? Like, I mean, like how would that feel like if like another 12 months went by and like, we only do 40 this year and like we stay stuck? Like how would that feel?
Yeah, I mean that I'm not doing anything to make a change.
Right. And like, are you willing to settle for like not making a change?
No, that's what I'm on the call to try to see if
Yeah.
I can something different.
Okay. So you're telling me like if we can actually get you 200 deals a year, like that's something that you want?
Yes, that's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, 100%. Ultimately, like, because I don't mean to put you on the spot with these questions, right? But like Mateo, like whose responsibility is it for you to double your business this year?
I'm the more responsible, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you feel like it's time to honestly draw a line in the sand and commit? Because I know you had a bad experience with Matari, but are you willing to not let that get in the way and not let that hold you back from doing everything in your ability to actually get to 100 deals this year?
Yes, I am willing.
Yeah, 100%. Um, like honestly, like I do believe what we do would work for you, right? And I know you did some research. I know you did your due diligence, which is good. Sometimes people don't, but I think what we do would work for you. I'm not just saying that because, just for the fun of saying it. I'm saying it because it seems like you're busy, right? Like you're doing, around 40 to 50 deals a year, which is it's a good amount, right? Around 4 deals a month. Obviously at that level, to get to the next level, you're not going to be able to get to the next level if you're still doing all the prospecting and doing all the follow up on your own, right? Because that takes a lot of time, right? And that takes time away from you being in person and actually working with your clients. So what we're needing to do is we need to and outsource that like that activity of actually getting new clients towards someone else so that you can focus 100% of your energy towards closing deals and we can focus 100% of our energy towards getting you deals in the door, right?
Yes, correct.
So that's the goal, and like that's why I do believe what we do would work. I do want to share my screen and walk you through like what we do and what it would look like for you. Um, let me see. Can you see this?
Yes, I see it. A Blaze.
Yeah, so we're a Blaze. We've been in business for 2.5 years. There's a couple different parts to what we're doing. The first part are the leads, right? So getting people in the door initially. We do it through online marketing. So paid online marketing through Facebook and Instagram. I know you're kind of familiar with that, but honestly, we've tried a bunch of different marketing. Paid online marketing, that's the best way that we've seen to actually like get people in the door, right? We can get the most out of based off how much we put in, right? If we know we're putting a certain amount in based off how many times we've done it, we know the campaigns, we know the metrics, we know the strategies, we can consistently get usually 1 to 200 leads every single month through online marketing, right? So that way we're always having new names, new numbers, new emails coming in the door every single month. Does that make sense?
Yes, correct.
Right. So the next part of what we're doing, and I'll pull this back up, is the live transfers, right? And so the actual qualification process. Because obviously, like 1 to 200 leads every single month, that's a lot of leads, right? Like it wouldn't be fair for us to say, here's a 1 to 200 leads, here's hundreds of leads that you're going to then have to follow up with and do all that prospecting. Because, like that doesn't seem like it seems like that's not what you want to be doing right now, right? And realistically, like you shouldn't be doing that because if we're going to get you from 45 to 100 deals per year, you're going to need to use your time very carefully. Your time needs to be spent in person with clients, showing properties, going on listing appointments and buyers consultations. But if you're spending 3 hours a day prospecting and calling through people and nurturing people, then that doesn't make any sense because you're going to be spending 3 hours a day doing that when you could be spending 3 hours a day closing another deal every single day, right? Maybe not every single day, but in person, showing properties, going on appointments, being in person with your clients, right?
Right.
So we have an ISA team that calls through and pre-qualifies all those leads on your behalf. So we build out. Can you see this?
Yeah, CRM.
Yeah, so we build out a CRM system for you. I'll show you what that looks like. Actually, it's not loading, but we build out a CRM system for you inside your business. You can use it if you want, but it's mostly there for the ISAs to use. So the ISAs are calling out of your own CRM, and they're having all those conversations, following up with all those people on your behalf, having them pre-qualifying them and doing all that follow-up. Speed is obviously super important when it comes to online leads. So the difference between calling a lead within 5 minutes of it coming in and 30 minutes of it coming in, like your likelihood of getting connected can drop by 90%. And Harvard, the NAR, they've done a ton of research on this. Speed is super important to get connected with them, right? But after we have that conversation, as the ISAs are following up with them, calling through them, once we have that conversation, like I mentioned before, we'll give you a phone call, right? So we're not just gonna give you an email or give you a text with the leads, because with that, you know, you could call them and then it could be hard to get back in contact with them just because their time can, the times can be mixed up. People have busy lives, right? So if we're just sending you a name and telling you to follow up with them, or even if we're just like booking the appointment on your calendar, they could no show that appointment. They could forget about it. It's not as effective, right? If we're just booking the appointment on your calendar. So we'll actually give you a phone call, say, hey, Mateo, I've got a lead online. Their name is this. They want this, 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 and this. This is their situation. Can you help them out? You say, yeah. And then we'll connect you live on a phone call with the lead and introduce you to the lead, right? And then from there, it's not that we're just booking an appointment on your calendar. We're literally throwing you into a conversation with them so you can talk to them, right? And then suggest like, hey, let's meet at the nearest coffee shop, or hey, I'll swing by your house and give you a home evaluation, right? And because you're talking with them live, you can build that connection, and they're actually wanting to do that with you, right? And being in person is the most important part when it comes to real estate.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Is that different than what Mentari was doing?
Yeah, they were not doing that.
Okay. Do you feel like this would be helpful?
Yes, it would.
Okay, 100%. Let me, as far as like the pre-qualification process, because that's obviously like the most important part is what's going on behind the scenes. I've got a flow chart here, and you might have seen some of this too, because I know ASA uses this chart a lot. But I'm going to share my screen and show you, walk you through the whole qualification process as well. Can you see the flow chart?
Yes, I see it.
Okay, so as far as the ISA team, when we're setting them up initially, we're getting their script set up. We're building out their training regimen. We're setting up their KPI trackers. So we're tracking the ISA's speed to leads, their outbound dials, their pickups, their quality conversations, their appointments. And then from there, we can obviously make adjustments, right? So if the pickup to quality conversation rate is low, then we need to switch up the tonality, switch up the script openers. If the quality conversation to booking rate is low, then they need to build stronger rapport. Switch up just the whole value proposition that we're actually giving them on the phone calls. If speed to lead is low, then we're supervising the ISA's hours. If outbound dials are low, then we're going to increase their hours or maybe even hire an additional ISA. If the pickup rate is low, we're dropping voicemails, double dialing them, switching up the time of day that we're calling them. And if everything is running perfect, then it's super simple. It's just rinse and repeat, right? But that way we're able to track their actual performance. We can actually train them to have better conversations and better pickup rates as well. So we're hopping on calls with them every single day. We're training them. We're reviewing their calls, going back, listening to the calls that happen in the CRM, which you can even listen to as well. And we can see exactly what's going on, and we can train them to be better and better, right?
Okay.
What
Yes.
is this? As far as the conversation that they're actually going to have on that phone call with the ISAs, we're making sure that they're not working with an agent, one, right? Because especially with the buyer broker agreements and everything, like we don't want them to be working with any other agents. Their budget, so can they actually buy or sell? Do they have the resources to buy or sell?
Yes.
Because obviously, like we don't want to send you people who are like a year out. We're wanting it to be within 3 to 6 months max. Right? So we're making sure that it's sooner rather than later. Their motivation. So like, why do they even want to buy or sell? That's super important. Like obviously, someone who wants to move to be closer to work, they're more likely to make an actual transaction than someone who just thinks it'd be cool to have another house, right? I'm sure you know that,
Yes.
right? So motivation is super important. Their status. So like, are they pre-approved? Are they paying cash? Do they need lending? And if they do need lending, like what's the monthly mortgage payment that they're expecting, and we'll have that information from you as well, so we can make sure that it's realistic in your market, right? And then also their search criteria, right? So like, what type of house are they looking for? Do they want a golden driveway? All this information is good, right? It's important to know as the realtor going to be helping them, because you can tailor your searches with them. You can, like, this is information that you need to know, obviously. But the main reason that we have this information, and this is built into the ISA's job descriptions, so like we can go back and listen to the recordings and make sure that they're actually getting all this information because they need to have this information. It's important to have this information because it shows motivation, right? Like it's nice to know that information, but the biggest thing is like if they can answer all 6 of these questions and they've thought about all 6 of these questions, then that shows us that they're actually serious about buying and selling. Like they have actually put thought into it. like know how much their home is worth. They know their financial status. We know their motivation, right? So that
Yeah,
way we can make sure that by the time that we connect them with you live call, we're only connecting you with actual clients, right? Does that
right.
make
Yes,
sense? Yeah.
yes, it does.
So after they get all this information, and that could be over like 3 phone calls, 4 phone calls, or just 1 phone call, like they'll follow up until they have gotten all this information from the lead, but then they'll connect them with you live on the phone call, and then you'll take over the conversation, and then they'll fill out this little note stack, right? So you'll get some notes, with just like a brief conversation, but you can even go back into the CRM that we're building out for you, and you can do this on your own time, and you can go listen to the phone call that the ISA had with the lead, right?
Yes.
So you can go back, check it, phone call. We're always reviewing the phone calls with them because like for training purposes, but you can go back and listen to them as well. Do you wanna listen to what a phone call sounds like?
Okay. Yes. Let me listen one.
Yeah. Let me see. My computer's super slow today. There. Can you see the screen with the little headphones?
Yes, I see it. Mhm.
I'll play this for you.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Sammy, how's it going?
Can you hear that, Mateo?
Yeah, but it stopped. The call stopped.
Okay, but you were able to hear it.
Yes, yes.
Hey, yeah, this is Levi. I work over with Mackenzie. And we were texting back and forth about the homes.
Yes, Levi.
Yeah. So if I have everything right, you were looking for a 3-bed, 2-bath, with a 3-car garage in a fairly good neighborhood.
Yeah, preferably with a big car garage. And I found out that you can put there a small pool. There are a lot of houses with small pool in the back.
Okay, yeah. So potentially a small pool.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I know there's lots of great places. And you've already been pre-approved, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to stay probably like around the 400K price range?
Yes. Maybe for 50.
Okay. And you were preferably wanting to move like the end of January, maybe February, right?
1 moment, please. For the fridge. Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. Sorry about that, Levi. There was interruption. Okay.
No worries.
So yeah, that's the idea. Maybe moving first week of February or end of January. So I need to see some houses this weekend if possible.
Okay. Yeah. We can definitely set something up. Is this going to be like your first time buying a house?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Because I also know there's some really good first-time homebuyer programs out there as well that McKinsey is super familiar with. And so, I mean, you're not like working with an agent yet or anything, are you?
Well, I'm being bombarded by calls from agents, but I haven't gone out with them to look for houses.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, I know.
Since then Facebook they say there's this posting about, oh, you can buy a house with 100 down. You can buy a house with 1,000 down. So I will click learn, and then when I click, it gets my name and a phone number, and then I get bombarded with phone calls.
Yeah. When you fill out your information, I bet you get calls from a bunch of people, right?
Yeah. So far I'm talking with you. I to go out for house. It's the first time I'm talking to somebody to bring me to see some houses. So,
Okay.
So hopefully we can do if you're available. Hopefully we can do Sunday around 10 o'clock.
Okay, yeah. Well, let me. Well, actually, I know I mentioned it earlier. I work with Mackenzie, and she's actually the agent in the field.
Right. So you get the idea. Then he connects them with Mackenzie, and they set up a meeting. Right. What do you think of that phone call?
Yeah, it sounded really good.
Yeah. Obviously, not every single phone call is going to be like that, right? Like with Facebook and Instagram, like you're going to get some tire kickers and window shoppers. But the thing is, with us having the ISA team in place to call through them, vet them, pre-qualify them, we're getting rid of the people like the window shoppers and the tire kickers, and we're only connecting you with the people like this, like the phone call that we just heard, right? Where they're like, yeah, I want to see some properties this weekend, right? It's like, yeah, okay, bet, right? So we're getting rid of like the time wasted at that point, right? We're connecting you with the clients as opposed to just leads, right?
All right, yeah, much better.
Yeah, 100%. The next part, and really, I believe it's the most important part, is the actual team that's backing you up, right? So you're going to have a CSM, a marketing specialist, and multiple ISA agents. The marketing specialist, they're there to actually switch up the ads, change the campaigns, make sure that the ads are performing well, getting as many people in the door as possible through the initial marketing. And then the ISAs, those are your foot soldiers, right? So those are the guys making those phone calls, doing that nurturing, doing all that follow up, having the conversations, like the one that we just listened to, and then connecting them with you live on a phone call, right? So directly just throwing you into the conversation with them. And then this is your CSM. So this is super important. They're going to be your main point of contact. So they'll be texting, like if you have questions, if they have questions for you. But every 2 weeks, we're actually going to hop on a Zoom call like this, where we can discuss like what you're doing on your end with the people we're sending you, what we're doing on our end. Do we need to raise the price point? Do we need to target a different area? What exactly needs to happen to make sure that you actually are seeing that success, right? Because like what we don't want to do, like we're not like Zillow or Realtor.com, and I'm not here to like talk bad about Zillow or Realtor.com, but they're big corporations, right? Like even Redfin, HomeLight, they're bigger corporations. Like we don't want to just set you up and then you go deal with it. Like we're wanting to actually be with you every step of the way, right? Like we're gonna, actually hop on calls with you and get feedback from you so we can make sure that the systems get better and better every single month, right?
Right.
Do you feel like that would be helpful as well?
Yes, that's much better.
100%. That's pretty much it as far as like the systems and everything. I'll just skip through these really quick because they're testimonials, right? Like clients getting results. I'm sure you've already seen some of this on YouTube, so I'll just.
You already saw some of them, and
Oh, you saw some of them on YouTube and the Instagram?
yes.
Yeah, I'll skip through them really quick. I kind of find them boring as well. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it as far as like the systems and everything, like actually taking you from A to Z and like the game plan to get you to 100 deals a year. For you, like on a scale from like 1 to 10, right? Like 10, you love it. 1, just don't really like it. I guess like where would you put yourself on that scale from 1 to 10?
Yeah, I love it. I would say 9. I'm just waiting for the breakdown for the price and the money.
Yeah, 100%. So like investment aside, then it would be a 10, but it's just because we don't really know that yet.
Yes.
Sweet. Okay. Well, I mean that's good for me. I guess like why a 9? Because that's pretty good. Like what do you like about it?
No, I like everything. If everything is as you explain it, it's going to be a great service and it's going to work really good.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Let's go through the numbers, right? Because I know you're wondering. So in terms of the investment, with this one, this is the lifetime partner. So there's a 0% commission per closed deal. That's really huge, and that's why I like this one because that can add up at the end of the day when you're paying out splits for your closed deals. Because obviously the larger the commission. So there's 0 referral fee with this one. We do have a guarantee. It's a minimum of 3 active deals under contract to close, and that's in 3 months, right? So it's a 3-month-long partnership. The guarantee is 3 active deals to close in there. One time 8997, that's for the full system and installation, as well as the 3 months of management. So the whole team that's actually going to be working the systems, everything that we just went over, right? So the marketing specialists, the ISAs, the CSM, all the systems in place, everything, right? And that's for 3 months. Obviously, the marketing spend's not included in that. And then unlimited live transfers as well. So that's unlimited live clients being connected with you live on a phone call directly to your phone. So unlimited times of us actually throwing you into that conversation with the people like the one that we just listened to, the phone call that we just listened to. And then also you get access to mastermind community with coaching calls as well. With Mike Collier, he's an agent in Orlando, so kind of different part of Florida than you. But he's a 3-time icon. He's a team leader. He does a ton of volume every single year. But he hops in there. He does coaching calls. But there's a bunch of different agents in there as well, so you can just like grow your referral network, right? And meet other agents. Pass on referrals. They can pass you referrals. Get your name out there more, right?
Okay.
Yeah. What do you think about this one?
Oh yeah, I don't want to spend that much upfront. I would like to see the split percentage with at closing.
Right. Okay. I mean, and there's a couple ways that we can break it up too, but I know you did mention that. This is the referral partner, right? So this one, it's a 10% commission or a referral fee, right? 10% referral fee per closing. $200 per live transfer. Now the first 10 are free, right? So you don't really have to worry about it for the first month and a half to 2 months, right? So you don't really have to worry about it at the beginning. We have the same guarantee with this one, and it's the exact same service and everything. So it's just different on how like the investment works, but it's 3 deals under contract to close in 3 months because it's another 3-month partnership. With this one, it's a much smaller barrier of entry, though, right? So 4997 deposit, right? And then that's refundable in the sense that the 10% commission, we don't actually take our 10% referral fee until you've made back your full investment with closed deals that we sent you. Does that make sense?
So you deduct it from the deposit, or you just account until you get until your 10% meets more than 49.97.
Exactly. Yeah, we won't take any of the referral fee until you've made back your investment.
Okay, and you said that the guarantee is minimum 3 deals under contract, or you keep extending the leads or the time frame.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, under contract to close, right? Like not just buyer broker agreements, but like under contract to actually close, like offers written. I forget the term for it, but yeah.
Okay, and you said that there's 10 live transfers. The first 10 free. After that is 200 per live transfer that you pay them right now, or they just take it from the deposit.
So that's after the 10 have been fulfilled on, right? So after the first 10 are given to you.
So yeah, after the 10, you deduct 200 per live transfer from the deposit.
Yeah, like at the time of the phone call. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, you charge it from the deposit. Is that how you get it? How you pay
What do
it?
you mean? What do you mean from the deposit?
Yeah, you mean we have I'm gonna be paying a 49.97 deposit. So my question is, after the 10 live transfers, you start charging 200 per transfer and you get the money from the deposit that I paid, or how?
Yeah, no. So it's just 200 per transfer after the 10 free, right?
No, I know, but I'm saying that you get that money. I have to pay them to you directly, or you get it from the deposit. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's separate from the deposit, right? So what a lot of agents like to do is start off in the referral program, and then like you get like a couple free transfers, right? And then we're also not taking the 10% referral fee until you've made back your full deposit. Um, and then switch over to the lifetime, right? Because then you don't have to pay any per transfer, and there's 0% referral fee, right? So at that point, like if you want to, we can credit the 4997 to the 8997, and we'll just do the difference then, and we'll switch you over into the lifetime partnership. But that way with this one, you can still like step in, get deals under contract to close, right? And then it just starts paying for itself, right? Because you're closing deals, and then that's obviously covering the deposit, but we don't even take the 10% until you've made back your full investment, and then that covers the live transfers, and you've got this system that runs itself and pays for itself while also generating new business while taking none of your time, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And for the 49.97 10% referral fee program, is there like a contract that it renews, or just 497 4997?
So it's 49997. It's just one time, right? So it's a 3-month partnership. So every 3 months, but we don't do 4997 every 3 months. If we want to continue doing it, we just charge per transfer, right? Does that make
Okay.
sense?
After the 3 months, you just would start charging per transfer, 200
Yeah.
per transfer.
Yeah, we wouldn't do any other like setup fee or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, I like it. Just that it's a lot of fees, so high for the 499.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big investment, right? Like ultimately, we're not the cheapest option out there. Obviously, you going from 40 deals a year to 100 deals a year, like that's a big jump too, though. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. And honestly, like what I suggest doing, like I mentioned before, like just start in the referral, because I know the 200, like that can kind of be annoying, and the 10% as well, like that can be annoying. But start in the referral, because you don't have to worry about the 200 for the first like 2 months usually, and you don't even have to worry about the 10% referral fee. But start here, you can start actually getting clients under contract, start working with the people, let it pay for itself, and then just switch over to the lifetime, right? And then you can completely get rid of the referral fee, and you can get rid of the transfers as well.
Right. And on the lifetime, it says that the price is for 3 months of management. So after the 3 months, is there another fee?
After 3 months, that's a good question. So after 3 months, it's just per transfer again. So we'll just switch over to the model. So it's not another fee. No.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah. Or I mean, you can pay for them like in advance if you want as well. Whatever you want to do it, right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I
Good
like
question.
I like
Go ahead.
like to maybe start on the 10% referral fee. Can we split the upfront cost in payments, so it's not so big the charge?
Yeah, like the 4997, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So we can split it up. Just help me understand, like to make sure though, like, do you have the full investment? Like, there's just a bit of uncertainty, or do you have like some of it, and we do need to split it up, or
Have
like
it.
none of it?
I prefer to split it up, so it's not like a big lump sum right away.
Okay, yeah. So what we can do, what I suggest we do, we get your onboarding call on the calendar, get you on the Slack channel, that way you can meet the team. go ahead and start building out the system, and we can split the 4997 up into 2 payments. So we can do 2,500 now, and then we'll do 2,500 in 30 days from now.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll do that. Let me see. And I have a form here that we'll go ahead and fill out, and we'll get your onboarding call on the calendar. Does the email that I have for you is futureoptionrealty@gmail.com? Is that the same one for your card?
Yes.
And then what is the zip code associated with the card?
33178.
Okay, and then the full name on the card?
My name.
Just Mateo. How do you say your last name?
Usuga.
Okay, cool. And then what's the number? Mateo?
Yes. So you're gonna do 2,500, right?
Yeah, this is for the 2,500 down. We'll do 2,500 in 30 days from now.
Okay. And from when are we gonna start? I mean, processing the leads and everything. How long is it gonna take to like the onboarding or to start?
Yeah. So the onboarding call, we can do that this week. Like just whenever you're available. It's gonna be with my partner, so we'll check his availability, and then that's when we'll set up all the system. That's just like an hour long, and then we can get started within like 24 hours of that. So we can get started like right away, essentially.
Okay. Yeah, the car is 376.
Okay, cool. So that went through. Now we're gonna fill out a form, and that's gonna auto-populate the agreement, and we'll get your onboarding call on the calendar. All right.
Okay.
Sweet. So that went through. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. That's all we got to do for today. And then you'll hop on your onboarding call with my partner. We said 5 p.m. your time, right?
Yes.
Okay, sweet. Do you have like any other like questions or anything for me in the meantime?
No. Got it. Got everything. Okay.
Sweet, cool. Well, this is exciting, man. Hop on Friday at 5. My partner, he might give you a phone call just like to introduce himself and say hello. But if you're busy, you can't answer it, or if he doesn't give you the phone call, don't worry about it. Just hop on Friday, okay?
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
Cool. Sounds good, Mateo. Have a good rest of your week, all right?
All right. Thank you. Here.